Number 5, Deus Ex Go, which is nothing like Pokemon Go. As a matter of fact, it's actually by the people who did Hitman Go and Lara Croft Go, and turns the puzzle-based movement of those games to the Deus Ex universe. If you're familiar with these games at all, this is absolutely a very good title. It takes those mechanics, it applies them to what you know of Deus Ex, and it's extremely fun. On top of that, there is a new puzzle every single day. Number 4, Space Marshals 2 is a sci-fi Wild West adventure in outer space that I would call a tactical combat / stealth game. It's a top-down game but manages to set itself apart graphically by being both colorful and easy to differentiate what's going on screen. It kind of reminds me of Team Fortress a little bit, graphically speaking actually, and not in a bad way, in a good way. I do enjoy the cover system, and you can actually do some pretty well thought out attacks, or even just going the stealth route can be very satisfying. I actually preferred to do it that way. Also, the silent takedowns, just try it just for that. They're cool as hell. Number 3, Riptide GP Renegade, which reminded me somewhere between Wave Race 64 and Wipeout from the PlayStation. And I have to say, that's pretty cool, because these are not two things that I would normally think to combine. It's really neat because it combines a lot of the elements that you might see from Wave Race, actual nature-oriented type obstacles, as well as some of the more industrial type obstacles that you might see in a Wipeout style game. It has really good multiplayer options, including online and split screen, as well as a really good career mode, so give it a shot, especially if you like either of those games. Number 2, Leap of Fate is another top-down shooter that is very distinctive looking, and to have two of them that come out in 1 month that are actually this good, it's awesome. It's pretty different from the previous game. The controls for this game are very, very fluid and has a great play style. On top of that, the cyberpunk aesthetic is easy to fall for because, well, I am a child of the 90s. This one also gets a little bit deeper with some interesting randomly generated skill trees, and the game itself has literally hundreds of missions. It's a great game. It plays so fluidly, and frankly, if this is going to be the month of the good top-down shooter on mobile, I'm fine with that. And finally, number 1 is Reigns, which I have to say is possibly the most bizarre game this month, but at the same time, it's so cool I couldn't ignore it. Okay, so it plays like a card game combined with Tinder, and if that isn't the most intriguing thing you've heard today, I don't know what isn't. But at the same time, instead of putting down the cards, you swipe left or right to perform an action on them. It gives you various statistic changes and actions that happen. It prompts you, and you have to continue to do actions. Very, very simple, but at the same time very satisfying. You can kind of preview what's going to happen a little bit in some cases by swiping a little bit. And also on top of that, the music is provided by the person who did the Fez soundtrack, Disaster Piece. Oh, who also did Hyper Light Drifter. Just like two games with some of the best music, period. In all honesty, this is a must play. Just try it, it's so unique and so fun. What was your favorite iOS or Android game this month? Let us know in the comments. We would love to have a discussion with you about that. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, and if you're not